Hey everybody, Desert Thunder here. Thunder in the desert. The shaman in the desert. The fool in the desert. Remember that song, The Fool on the Hill? About the yogi that sat on the hill and everybody came to him. Anyway, I want to talk about something that's really, really freaking important, okay? Because so many people have it, and I've come into contact with it on many levels as a healer, and it hangs people up all their lives, and it's so really, really freaking easy to let go of that I thought I probably should do a video on it, but I'm giving you a warning right now. It's radical therapy, okay? It's thinking outside the box. It's thinking outside the envelope. It's pushing the envelope. But it's the most natural and efficient means for getting rid of, and this video is going to be about trauma, okay? Past trauma. And let's just jump right in the cold water here and talk about sexual trauma. Sexual trauma, because a lot of people have been molested, quote unquote, or had incidents in the past that stays with them the rest of their life. And this applies to all trauma. I'm just using sexual trauma because that's probably one of the heaviest, okay? So, let's take an example, okay? Now, first of all, let me qualify this by saying if somebody had sexual trauma and I was around them, it's all about energy. Let's remember that. That's my mantra. It's all about energy, and it's about an imbalance of energy, and it's about negative energy or positive energy or low energy or high energy on a frequency level. And if I was around them, or if I'm allowed to come into their vicinity or to connect with them, I can go in on an energy level and balance out that energy through a circulation of the energy between me and them, okay? I've done this before, but sometimes that's impractical to do, so I've decided today to describe in words, and stories are magnificent, okay? Storytellers, and I'm a storyteller. It's a long tradition, and it's a healing tradition, and it's a shamanistic tradition, and it's a medicine man tradition, and it's a tradition. And stories heal, okay? So I'm going to tell a story today about how to heal trauma and what you can do with it in your own mind. Okay, so I want you to always remember that it's all about energy. So here you are, let's say you're a feminine individual, a female, one of the female species, and you had trauma in your childhood, and let's just say that your father molested you, okay? At, let's say, around the age of 14 or 15, or at an age where you were already confused, or just coming into your own sexuality or whatever. Let me preface this by saying this works, okay, what I'm going to describe here, if you want to get rid of that trauma. So you grew up and you're a healthy, vivacious woman who on one end of the spectrum is very much a sexual person and likes that. But on the other end, because of that incident that you had happen in your life a long, long time ago, in the past, it haunts you. It haunts you. And so you go through life trying to figure out, you go through life confused, especially if with your relationships with men. You go through your life confused because there's a part of you that really wants to be erotic and have a normal relationship with men. You're attracted to men on a natural level. That's your attraction. But yet you got that little nagging incident that happened to you. I won't say little. To some people it's huge. You got that incident that happened to you when you were a young woman, reaching the age of puberty or before or whatever. Doesn't matter what age. That is kind of like souring the taste for, or it puts a little bit of a problem into the taste, the drive, the sexual drive that you have for men now, so that you can't fully enjoy yourself. Okay? You have a block there. You have an energy block, and it's energy. Okay? Now, where did that incident happen? Well, it happened in the past, right? It happened in the past, and here you are now. The way we think in a linear fashion, okay, in this reality, it happened in the past. I won't get into concurrent realities and the past is now or whatever. I won't get into that, but let's put it this way. When you reflect, or when you thoughts come up, or subconscious thoughts, or let's say even sex is an anchor to that incident. If you're having sex with a man now, every time you have sex, it's an anchor back into that incident, which you bring forward into now. Okay, you bring it forward into now. Now, who's doing the bringing forward here? Well, you are. And where was that incident? In the past. So the only way that it can be in the present is by you bringing it here in your mind. Okay? The only way that it can be in the present is by you bringing that past situation and the energy. Because see, as soon as you bring that, as soon as you give that power and you bring that past incident into the now, what else are you bringing into the now? Well, you're bringing the energy from that into the now. What kind of energy was that? Well, it was probably to you negative energy, hurtful energy, confusion, an imbalance of energy. So here you are, you're trying to make love to this man now, and you're anchored in just by the sexual act. You're anchored in to that incident in the past, and it calls it to your mind, whether you want it to be called to your mind or not. And you bring that energy there, and so you're bringing that. You got a nice balance of energy going with your mate, who's scratching his head wondering what the fuck this is all about. You're bringing that in there, and you seemingly have a nice balance, but boom, you bring that energy from the past back in here, and it knocks that balance of energy, that the yin yang that you're having with your boyfriend or lover, when it knocks that out of the ballpark, boom. And then maybe you get frigid, or maybe you get, or maybe you try to overcompensate for it or whatever. So you see what happens here. You get the drift, what happens. So you're bringing that energy that is no longer, that incident that really no longer exists except in your mind. Does it exist now? Is, let's say, your dad there now having sex with you? No, not unless you're bringing it there in your mind. Okay? And as soon as you bring it there in your mind, or as soon as an anchor brings it there in your mind, then you bring the energy there too, and that's an imbalance of energy. This is all about energy, baby. Okay, now, how do we change this? Well, you change it in your mind. Hello? You look at that past incident and you put it in a completely different perspective. Is that hard to do? Shit, no. It's not hard to do. I do it all the time. You take that past incident with your father. Now here, this is outside the envelope. I'm warning you right now. You take that past incident, you make it enjoyable. You make it good energy. Okay? Oh my God, I don't know if I can do that, Thunder. Well, fuck yes, you can do it. Okay? And here's how you do it. You can imagine any number of things in your mind that can make that enjoyable and change the energy around it in an instant. Because it's all, you're the director, you're the producer. Okay, that is in the past. It no longer exist. So you can produce and direct anything about that incident in your mind right now. So make it like, okay, let's take for an example, if you wanted to make it a positive experience. Let me think here for a minute. Okay, suppose that your father was, let's say that there's such a thing as reincarnation and past lives. And let's say that in a past life, and this is entirely possible, in a past life, your father was your lover, was your husband, was your supreme lover, your oneness, your soulmate, whatever. So how would that change if you viewed that your father was a lover and one of your closest companion in a past life? How would that change the incident? How could you change the energy around that molestation or whatever? Well, you could make it look, you could put in your own mind, remember, you're the producer, you're the director. There is no morality here. There is no anger. You could make it, this is a movie. Okay, your past lover's coming to visit you through your father. Okay, his past life was your lover, and you're taking care of unfinished business. You're taking care of unfinished business, or you're culminating the past lifetime. You're putting an end to it with a happy note and moving on. Okay, so you can, and so what happens if you view your father as your past lover? You enjoy it, right? You enjoy it. It's a revisitation. Now, was he your past lover? Well, maybe not. But you can do anything you want in your mind, can't you? You get the drift here. And I'm taking a real, let's say, non-naughty approach here. I'm trying to be as loving as I can, because I know people are like, they're so traumatized they just can't get outside the fact. Now, was it all kinds of things come into your mind about that as a woman, probably. Oh, did I seduce my dad? Was I too sexy? Did I wear not enough clothes? Who cares? Who cares? Make it that you're here's another story. Make it that you're an erotic little tart or whatever, and that you enjoy seducing any kind of man and you don't give a shit who it is. That takes away guilt too, doesn't it? You can make up all kinds of stories, okay, other than the one that you keep bringing to your freaking now, that's going to change the energy around that. You get my drift? So let's say if you're making love to somebody that was your lover in a past life, it changes the energy. It feels good. It doesn't feel intrusive. It doesn't feel he violated me. It doesn't feel like this. Or if you say you're a tart or you're a sexy little thing, let's say you're a sex goddess or whatever, that seduced your dad and enjoyed it, well, hey, take the morality out of that. It changes the energy regardless. Okay. I hope you're getting my drift here, because I don't want you to think Thunder's weird or anything. I hope you're getting my drift as to how you can change a past experience, okay, that is no longer in your realm of reality, except you bringing it there on a thought level, which brings the energy there. And I'm just telling you, and does this stuff work? Yes, I've tried it. I've not only tried it on other people, I've tried it on myself. Because if I have a past incident in my life that is troubling me, I change it. I'm the producer, I'm the director. I created it, I can uncreate it. I created it, I can uncreate it, or I can recreate it. How's that? Now let's take this a step further and say that everything that we do in our freaking life has been created by us, and it has, okay? For a reason and a purpose and a lesson. And maybe the lesson is, in this case, an incident happened to me and I'm either going to carry it around like a freaking burden, like the hunchback in Notre Dame or something, carrying a hump on my freaking back and beating myself up and saying, oh, poor me, man, I was molested, or you're going to change it around, make it, you're going to make it cool. You're going to make, like, whatever that incident was, you're going to just take it in your mind and turn it around and, make it like you enjoyed every second. The thing is that you want, the bottom line is that you enjoyed every second of it. And if you have to change the context to enjoy every second of it, and I've given a few here, if you have to change the context to enjoy every second of it, do it. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You just change the context. What happens when you change the context and you enjoyed it back then? Well, the energy back then changes, because back then is only in your own mind, right? It's only in your own mind. You make back then, and so you can bring the past into the present. And that's how concurrent lifetimes are lived. You could be living that lifetime right now. You want to change your concurrent other dimensional lifetime like that? This is how you do it. So why go around tromping around all your freaking life going, oh, poor me, I just can't, man, it's holding me back now from having a really good feeling with the man now sexually. And, well, hello? Doesn't that sound like a lot of drama and a lot of pity that you really don't need? Again, it's like carrying the hump on your back, like the hunchback in Notre Dame, Dame, or whatever it is. Okay? Do you need to do that? Well, then some people might say, well, that's ingrained in my body. Oh, really? You know what shape-shifting is? Shape-shifting is changing the energy in your body, which changes your the cells in your body microcosmically. It changes. You can shape-shift, just like when you put on a face to go in for a job interview. You become a completely different person. You take on a whole different aura. You become another person. It certainly wouldn't be the person that when you walk in the door and say, hi, honey, I'm home. It's not that person, is it? So this applies to what I'm talking about. The point is that you can shape shift when you bring that when you in your mind change the context and the storyline. The storyline behind that incident, or any incident, doesn't even have to be sexual, it could be any incident. As soon as you change the storyline, that energy changes, and guess what? It pays itself forward. It pays itself forward, and it can even change, make physical changes in your body. Because you change something in an impressionable childhood, younger year, that is really just you right now too. So this is Thunder's take on how you get rid of past trauma. Does Thunder have past trauma? Well, shit, yes. Does everybody have past trauma and maybe sexual trauma or molestation or just a freaky incident? Doesn't even have to be sexual. Now, let's talk about eroticism, okay, for a minute, just for a second here. How do you feel when you're erotic? How do you feel when you're erotic and you rule out any kind of judgment on that eroticism? Because eroticism could be called the natural drive, the primal drive of man and woman, which it is, and animals and everything else, so it can't be bad. It's good. And what makes what is tintillating and what is the urge, okay? And is erotic bad? Well, hell no, erotic's not bad. And if you think that, well, then maybe you need to have another lifetime. So if erotic's not bad, you make everything erotic. Let's say a sexual thing in the past, you make it erotic, you make it enjoyable, you change it around in your own mind. And I just told you how you can do it, and you can use your imagination on anything, any story that you want to put in there, any context. You're the producer, you're the director, any context that you want to put that in to make it erotic. Make everything erotic, and then you'll never go wrong. Because that is the primal drive of the universe, and it feels good. It feels good. So I hope that somehow you can grasp the concept that I'm coming across with here, people. I always walk the razor's edge. I always say really controversial things that work. From a shaman's eyes, okay? From a shamanistic, let me shamanize you. Let me shamanize you, baby. Because you're dragging a log around. It's like swimming upstream with a log tied to your ass, and then you just take out a sharp knife and go, whoosh, don't need that anymore. It's that simple. So in a sense, all your life you've been making something more than, way more than what it should have been. You've carried this, you've swam upstream with this log tied to your ass when you didn't really need to. Now you've come to an understanding. Now you know that you create and you uncreate. Now you know that everything that probably happened to your life was planned before you even got here for a lesson. Now you know that you can make those lessons good or you can make them bad. Oh my God, let's make those lessons bad. It feels so good to make them bad. Does it? Does it feel good to make lessons make you feel bad energy or negative energy or oppressive energy? Oh man, that's oppressive. Drama. Let me beat where's my whip? I want to beat myself here. I can't believe what people put themselves through when they really don't need to, and it's so easy. From a shamanistic point of view, like I said from the very beginning, I could change their energy like that just being around them, just touching them, and talking to them at the same time, and using a vibration in my voice. So if I can do that in a matter of minutes, something that's been dogging somebody's trail all their freaking life, don't you think that you have the power to do it to yourself too? And the only reason that I would do it is because some people just can't get past that thing in their mind. Oh, but it was bad, and I'm sorry. I just can't make it good. It was bad, and I'm gonna just beat myself up for it and kick my own ass the rest of my life. Have fun. Have fun. If that's what you want to call fun. And you know there's a component to this that, I mean, if you're kind of a masochist, I mean, you might enjoy, there's a part in all of us, I think, I don't know where it comes from, that enjoys being beat up. And I don't know, maybe you think it makes you stronger. Maybe it does make you stronger. There's another way of looking at it. If you want to come out of that stronger, you got to change, you got to make it so that you do come out of it stronger. It's a lesson, it's a test, it's a, oh, how do I get this through to you? So, it's all about energy, and it's all about that energy within you and balancing it out. And the only thing that imbalances it are thoughts, okay? Thoughts imbalance energy like that. Boom. Or anchors. And man, that's a big anchor. You know, an anchor in NLP is like if you touch somebody on the shoulder and look them in the eye and say, I love you, okay? That touch on the shoulder is an anchor. So anytime, so you don't even know it, okay? So anytime somebody comes up and goes, hey, how you doing? And touches that part of your body, it's an energy anchor that anchors you right back into that feeling of like, oh, they love me, you know, because somebody anchored that into you. So on a molestation thing, or yeah, that's a feeling in a part of your body where somebody anchored something into you. Now, who was that somebody? Well, now it's you. Now it's you, because that somebody doesn't exist. Or if they do exist, the way that happened only exists in your mind. I don't care if that person's still around. It's still in the past, and you can still change it. And you can, in fact, change the person that you're dealing with by changing that back there, and that person becomes transformed, and you see them in a different light, a more compassionate light, or you see that everything is play. It's just fun play. Get over it. It's fun play. That's what we're here for. Some people say that we're here, that God works through all of us and plays with himself through each of us, has fun with himself by manifesting through each one of us and talking to himself and causing little things and causing little traumas and little, just to have fun. Watching people massacre one another and doing this and that, that's a concept that some people believe. That way above that, it doesn't mean shit. So if you take that concept into consideration, and what are concepts? Thoughts. Nothing is other than what you believe it to be. Nothing is other than what you believe it to, and if you believe it hard enough, then that's the way it's going to be. And yes, I'll admit some of this stuff comes from a deep subconscious level, but you can be there as a filter. Once you know this consciously, guess what? That changes the whole deal. It changes the whole deal. You know it consciously, and so your subconscious knows it too. It's like you're pulling the covers on your subconscious. Anyway, so I guess I'll leave it there today. I don't want to overdo this thing, but if you have any questions, there's a comment section. There's a way to get a hold of me. Or people might already know how to get a hold of me. But I'm going to leave it there today. Think about those things. It's all about energy. You're the producer, director, and creator of your own life and your own trauma and your own situations. All I have to say at this point is, now that you know this, you can either have a whole lot of freaking fun now redirecting your life, or you can just tromp on, yeah, that was a good video, but that was far out, man. I don't know. Oh well. I tried. Thunder tries. Until next time, adios.